Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the Texas Longhorns football program. And to begin this video, I'm going to make a comparison. You know I love comparisons and analogies. This year's Texas Longhorns going into the 2023 season are what the Buffalo Bills were going into the season last year, the 2022 and 2023 season. Let me explain. There's a window of opportunity that teams in college and in the NFL have to capitalize on, where circumstances are very good and are very conducive to winning a national championship or a Super Bowl in an NFL team's case. Whether it's salary cap, returning players, schedule, contracts, whatever, there's always a window. Sometimes it's wide, sometimes it's closing, and sometimes it's closed. Last year, the Buffalo Bills' window of opportunity to win a Super Bowl was wide open. They didn't have to worry about locking certain guys up. Generally, they had all of their very productive players still tied under contracts. They had just signed Von Miller, and it was time to go capture that Super Bowl. They had an adequate roster to do so and didn't have to worry about much financially. The Texas Longhorns were in a similar position this year, not from a financial standpoint, but from having a wide open window of opportunity to capitalize on. And here's the factors that keeps that window wide open. Number one, did you know that Texas has 74% returning production this year? That is insane. That's almost 3/4 of last year's team coming back. So those are guys that are developed, those are guys that are experienced, those are guys that have familiarity with the system, and those are guys that are going to have cohesiveness with each other, which is very integrally important when pursuing a championship in any sport. And in addition to that, you have Quinn Ewers, who showed many signs of promise last year, and Xavier Worthy, who is a great target of his, returning as well. You have a quarterback and a wide receiver that has chemistry. That is a recipe for success in any year. So Texas has that in their corner as well. And to add to that, they have schedule breaks this year. The two of their most challenging Big 12 opponents, Kansas State and Texas Tech, they have them both at home. Now, I know what a lot of people are saying out there. Well, you know, Texas has to go play Alabama in Tuscaloosa. Well, yeah. What if they lose that game? What if? They'll finish 11-1. If they finish 11-1, win the Big 12 championship, have that record and the championship combined, they're getting a bid to the college football playoff. If your only loss is Alabama and you win a conference championship, you're going to the Final Four. It just comes down to fully capitalizing on the opponents that you have on your Big 12 schedule, winning games that you should win. It's something that Texas has struggled with in past years, but something that internally I feel like they'll be a lot more efficient with this year. There's another factor that has to be considered here. The Big 12 just expanded. Now you have BYU, you have Cincinnati, you have UCF, and you have Houston in that conference. Those are teams and programs that are inexperienced at the Power 5 level. They're entering a conference that has intense competition, and none of those schools quite have the level, the pedigree of talent that is requisite to compete with the schools within that conference. Most of them, let alone Texas and Oklahoma, who both were in the top 5 for recruiting last year, according to 24/7 Sports, must I add. Texas is playing those teams this year. If that wasn't the case, Texas will most likely win those games. Fast forward to next year, 2024 and 2025, who's Texas playing? Alabama, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, Texas A&M. Love seeing that rivalry renewed, by the way. It's going to get a lot more challenging. It's going to get a lot harder for Texas to sustain success in these years to come, which is why it is imperative for them to capitalize on this window of opportunity that they have this year. And to supplement this argument, I must add that a lot of Texas's competitors have weaknesses, uncertainty, and liabilities of their own. Most importantly, Oklahoma is not what Oklahoma has been in past years. Oklahoma, to their standards, regressed last year. New head coach, Brett Venables. They took a step back. Are they reloading? Will they progress this year? That's another topic for another video. But Texas is more vulnerable than they've been in past years, which is a team that Texas has struggled mightily with the exception of last year. You also look around, there's a lot of your top caliber programs that don't even have a quarterback decided on or are bringing in a new quarterback this year. Alabama hasn't decided. Ohio State hasn't decided. Georgia is grooming in a new quarterback as we speak right now. You look at teams like USC. Yes, you have a remarkable quarterback in Caleb Williams, but that defense has been a liability. Most competitors in college football right now have liabilities, and it hasn't really been this way in past years. Usually there's a clear-cut, definitive number one, and that team, for whatever reason, is more complete than any of their other competitors. That's not the case this year. There's not that clear-cut, certified number one. There's some parity. That parity is something else that Texas has to capitalize on as they pursue a Big 12 championship and hopefully for them a spot in the Final Four this year. It's only so often that window opens up. And that's how teams win championships. Most of the time, it's not open. But you invest, you recruit, you build a foundation. That window opens. Those around you, if you're lucky enough, regress. And that's time to capitalize on that window. And to end this video, I also have to say this is Steve Sarkisian's third year as head coach. That's when most head coaches finish developing and when they're really familiar with the program and have a sense of continuity and confidence in that continuity. And that's when coaches start to shine, is year three. This is year three for Steve Sarkisian. He's either going to shine and gain traction, or if Texas loses 2, 3, 4 games this year, the boosters are going to start to get loud. The fan base is going to start to get loud. The media is going to start to get loud. The external noise is going to be amplified. And the pressure is going to mount. The pressure is mounting this year, but that pressure will escalate even more if they don't win 11 games this year, or win the Big 12, or go to the college football playoff, with the returning production that they have, with the schedule breaks that they have, with the new entrants in the Big 12 this year. If they don't capitalize on this opportunity, that noise is going to increase, just like it did for the Bills this year. The Bills lost to the Bengals. Bills got slaughtered by the Bengals at home at Highmark Stadium in the divisional. It's snowy environment, everything going their way, all the momentum in Buffalo's favor, and they couldn't capitalize. Now there's discussions this offseason about the Bills being able to retain this player and retain that player, and Stephon Diggs is frustrated. And there's all these question marks surrounding the team now. Will they continue to compete? You see teams in the AFC getting better. It's only going to get harder for the Buffalo Bills, and that's going to be the case for Texas if they don't produce this year. It's only going to get harder, and the pressure will only get amplified. 2023 is the window of opportunity, and Texas is the team that must capitalize on it. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you and the time that you took out of your day to watch the video. And if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like the video and share it, as well as subscribe to The Era. The more likes and subscribers I get on this channel, the more resources I can attain, and the more resources I can attain, the more value I can provide to you, the viewer. And that is how I show my appreciation for you for the time that you devote to watching my videos. So thank you so much, and have a great day.